I think my whole first year, like, I was really immature. I was just a kid who came from like home, and I had too much freedom on my hands. Like, that's the worst thing you can give kids, like too much freedom. So after the first year, when I burn out in the Korean bootcamp,
the last Nexus turret is going to fall. Perkz is down solo. CLG just turning it on.
I was like crying in Korean boot, like not like I was just like crying in my hotel room. I wanted to go home, and then at Worlds I played really horribly. We had like 1-5 or something. After week 1, like I cried again. I told myself after Worlds 2016 that I will never experience this failure again. When I told myself once that this is not gonna happen to me again, I was sure that from that point onwards I will just go up and up.
Buying some time, waiting for that E to time out. Trick got the prison. Ming is down. Perkz is now on the board. Uzi gets shut down as well.
We got to the point where we were really good.
G2 focusing down the Nexus, and G2 esports demolish RNG.
We don't feel regret. We just feel kind of like that's missing something, because we would expect so much more of us for our Worlds run.
Pick from Perkz. He said it would happen. They lock it in here at the group stage of Worlds.
It felt a bit bittersweet, you know? Like, it felt like we were ready to separate because we achieved so much, but yet, like, we have failed to achieve what we wanted the most, like going very far after Worlds. When everyone left, of course, it was very tough off-season for me, mentally, like, struggling, because as I said, like, our relationship was really close, and like when everyone leaves, like even our analyst and all the coaching staff and every single player that I've known for 2 years, it's not very easy for you, you know? But it's a change that can help you grow and mature a lot, for example. So overall, it was a good change for me. No matter what, the change was good. G2 is like my home. I have a very good relationship with them, especially with Carlos. He gives me everything I need to succeed, and I give him my 150% of what I can do. So it was natural for us to keep working together. Worlds run was kind of, honestly, amazing. I didn't expect us to even make the Worlds. Sometimes it just happens, like it's like God's plan that you just are meant to win this game or this series, right? That's how it felt against RNG, because I never felt like I was smurfing this hard against anyone in my life.
Perkz blows up RNG!
They were laughing when they drove us and we beat them. I was already happy when we made other groups, because I haven't been able to make other groups with rosters I thought were better. It doesn't really matter how your whole year is until you make it to Worlds, because that's what everyone remembers you for. I think Caps and Mickey are fitting very well into the team and into our culture. But this team has the potential to be the new dynasty. We're all working towards the same goal, and that's why we are together, and we enjoy spending time together and we enjoy playing together. My goal was to be remembered as the best Western player. That's also the reason why I really liked my idea of role-swapping to AD. I want to actually show that I'm dominant on 2 roles. That would kind of cement me as the best player in my eyes, you know?
This is the game that will decide the championship. They're basically saying this is the match that's going to be played in the final, and who wins will win the split.
I have to agree, because the best team overall this split in Europe is G2, but from their performance on the last week, Fnatic is probably the best team.
And gentlemen, it is time for Fnatic versus G2.
I felt very confident playing against Reckless Solution, and maybe in hindsight, that's a bit cocky and arrogant. Fnatic had a plan. You could see that they locked champs together and made sense, and they were just prepared for it. They played really well early game. They played by the book. They respect the wave and the dive us.
Do the same. Looking for the play, the double knocker comes out. Reckless underneath the tower, Perkz the burst the ball. Nemesis gets it. Promised you will follow up.
The lane was just hard after the dive dust. Like, it was just unplayable. There was not really much to do in our lane. Like, I think mid lane was going rough as well.
Oh, Cap's caught out.
The game was just not going great for us.
G2.
Fnatic are absolutely smashing in this game.
I knew we could stall the game for a long time.
Towards the bottom side, has to flash away, the Deathmark will get him, and they get another kill underneath the tower. G2 has somehow turned it around, the Requiem comes out. Is it going to be enough? Cavs trying to kill him before he gets over, it's not enough.
I was fairly sure after that moment that we're gonna make it really hard for them to end the game. That's something we learned, making enemies sweat for it as much as possible.
I think we just hold, like we just make it hard for them, like make them
I
sweat.
exactly knew like how we can win this game is if we hug our base and we ace them at some point and we end the game. But then when we lost Nexus to it, it's like my plan was kind of off.
He gets the kill! Here comes the Vanguard's edge! They get the stop! He gets shot in!
We need help base, Just base, can't explode.
The base! Gaz is trying to defend the base! One against the triple kill Nemesis onto Yankos! They need to get out!
The game started to stabilize. We realized, okay guys, Ryze is 100 CS up, let him carry the game.
The base is still alive! And G2 survive in this game!
This is the greatest game ever! Have scaled up, they have the damage. Wonder is so strong, you have to be able to single him out.
We made some really crisp calls.
Ult right, behind him. I'm going as well.
Be left on the back and the Realm Warp coming out as well. They're just going onto the back, they're looking at... Oh my god! A great flank! G2! The perfect team fight! They take it all! They take down 3!
In hindsight, if we had just run it down mid and contested for the mid wave before Nash spawned, we would have maybe forced a fight there and won the game.
G2 are looking for the win! Can they pull it off? The Realm Warp! Once again, the Requiem comes out, they break through
the Nexus!
Oh no! No way! The Nexus tower's in the...
It's fine. It was a good game.
They might have bested us, but in our eyes, that was G2 win. When it mattered, they really couldn't close out the game. I always perform. I'm proud of this because when it was going down in 2016, I was not performing. That's basically it. I need to be the one to make the difference. I will do everything to win. I will prove it not to anyone else but myself because I will lift the trophy.